There's a bridge that hums when no one is around. A sound that vibrates through the fog like a living thing. Steel moans, the tide churns, and every gust of wind carries whispers of the ones who never came back. They say bridges connect life, but this one connects life to the end of it. Stretching across the San Francisco Bay, painted a brilliant orange against the gray, the Golden Gate Bridge stands 746 feet tall, a marvel of human creation. But beneath its beauty lies horror, because since 1937, it's become the world's most notorious suicide site. Just 3 months after its grand opening, a man named Harold Wobber walked along the walkway. He was a World War I veteran, tired and broken by memories that no one else could see. He turned to a stranger beside him and said, "It's a great day for what I'm about to do." He took off his coat, placed it neatly in the man's hands, then climbed the rail. 4 seconds later, his body met the water below, the first to fall from the Golden Gate Bridge. That was August 7th, 1937, and it wouldn't be the last. The papers reported it as tragedy the city tried to forget. But something had begun. A pattern, a calling. The bridge's deck sits 220 feet above the water. That's a 4-second fall. By the time you hit, you're traveling about 75 miles per hour. The human body wasn't built for that. Survivors describe the impact as hitting solid concrete. Bones shatter, organs rupture. A sound like a thunderclap under the skin. Most die instantly. Those who don't are left broken, gasping in 48-degree water. The shock alone can stop a heart in less than 2 minutes. The Coast Guard says even the strongest swimmer won't last long in that current, and the tide, it pulls the bodies away, sometimes never to be found. The Golden Gate was built to symbolize hope, but it became a magnet for despair. By the late 1970s, more than 600 deaths were officially recorded. Unofficially, likely hundreds more. Locals began calling it the most beautiful place to die, a morbid nickname that stuck. Even tourists knew. Some came only to watch the fog, and those who disappeared into it. Over time, witnesses told of people standing at the rail, calm, quiet, almost peaceful, before stepping forward into the void. One survivor said, "It wasn't the fall that scared me. It was how quickly I realized I didn't want to die." On September 25th, 2000, a 19-year-old named Kevin Hines boarded a bus to the bridge. He was crying the whole ride. When he reached the walkway, he walked for nearly 30 minutes, hoping someone, anyone, would ask if he was okay. But no one did. A tourist handed him a camera and asked for a photo. He smiled for the picture, handed it back, and jumped. In those 4 seconds of falling, Kevin says he felt nothing but regret. He twisted his body mid-air, trying to enter feet first. The impact shattered his spine and broke his ankle, but somehow he survived. He floated in pain, thinking he was dying, until something nudged him from beneath. A sea lion circling, keeping him above the water until rescuers arrived. Kevin lived, and his story became proof that survival doesn't erase horror, it exposes it. He said later, "The second my hands left the rail, I wanted to live." Statistically, this bridge kills about 1 person every 2 weeks. More than 1,800 confirmed deaths, though the real number is likely far higher. Many bodies never recovered. Only less than 5% survive the fall. The impact speed breaks ribs, punctures lungs, severs the aorta. The rest drown silently as the current carries them away. At night, the sound of waves blends with traffic, and those who patrol the bridge say sometimes You can hear the creak of the rail where someone once stood. Officers who monitor the span call themselves guardians of the gate. They talk to people, pull them back, sometimes seconds before they step off. Sergeant Kevin Briggs became known as the Guardian. He saved hundreds by doing something most of us forget. He listened. One night he spent 90 minutes talking to a man on the edge, 22-year-old Kevin Berthier, a new father drowning in medical bills. Briggs didn't lecture. He didn't order him down. He just listened. And when Berthier finally climbed back over, he said, "You listened, and that changed everything." Years later, the two stood side by side on stage, alive, together. A reminder that the bridge doesn't only take, sometimes it gives a second chance. But for every rescue, there's another name, another splash lost in fog, another story that ends mid-sentence. In 2014, security cameras recorded 40 attempts in a single month. Officers intercepted most, but a few slipped through, vanishing into the mist. The city installed phones along the walkway, each labeled, "There is hope, make the call." Still people climb, still they jump, and still the water below accepts them like a grave that never fills. After decades of protest, the bridge finally changed. In 2024, engineers finished installing a stainless steel safety net. It stretches the full 1.7 miles, 20 feet beneath the deck. Its only purpose? To catch what's falling. It isn't gentle. It's hard, sharp, and jarring, enough to stop the momentum of death, but it still hurts. And sometimes that pain is what saves you. Since the net's completion, deaths have dropped sharply, from dozens each year to single digits. But for those thousands before, the net came too late. The bridge hums at night. Wind travels through the cables like breath through lungs. And if you walk alone when the fog is heavy, you can hear faint sounds below. Not screams, not cries, but echoes. Echoes of every choice that ended there. People say the air feels thick near the center span, as if the bridge itself remembers. Every drop, every splash, every body that hit the water and never surfaced. Locals whisper that the fog hides things, shapes that move along the rail, hands that grip where no one stands. Maybe it's just mist, maybe it's memory. But the truth is darker than any ghost. Because what haunts this bridge isn't the dead, it's the silence of the living who keep walking past the desperate. One survivor said he remembered the sunlight hitting the water mid-fall, and for a moment it was beautiful. Then the pain came, then the cold, then blackness. He woke up in a hospital with a broken back and shattered ribs. The doctors told him he was lucky. He didn't feel lucky. He felt haunted by the ones who didn't wake up. The Golden Gate Bridge carries 112,000 cars a day, thousands of footsteps, and somewhere within that sound, there's always one heartbeat that hesitates at the rail. This bridge was built to unite a city, but it became the most disturbing bridge on Earth, a monument of beauty and despair. It isn't cursed. It isn't haunted by ghosts. It's haunted by the truth of being human, by pain that hides behind smiles, by the thoughts we never say out loud. If you ever find yourself standing at the edge, remember this. The view may look endless, but so is your chance to live. The hardest step isn't forward, it's back. And if you take it, you might just find the world waiting on the other side.